to say. Hi everyone, how you doing? Hope you're doing well today on this Thursday. I don't have anything big planned for this stream. No real intentions or any specific thing I wanted to look at. I have a bunch of stuff pulled up. I have Karen's, I have some Sovereign Citizen stuff, some cringe. We could do a Sargon video. We could do one of these guys' videos. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to do, I guess. Hello, chat. How are you? You can always just have this. Oh, you're talking to someone else with that. Okay.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Thank you, Dude Spanking Dudes, for 2 bits. You were mentioned. I did see. I was in one of these. Oh, this is another one. Okay, cool. Well, that's nice. Everyone's in S tier. That's nice. I was in another one of these, too. I mentioned in a stream the other day, like, these things go around Twitter if you don't do Twitter. They do, like, tier lists and different groupings of different, like, left-wing Twitch people. And I finally made it into one the other day, and I'm also in this one, so people know I exist now. That's nice. Yeah, they put me under anarchist, though, which is weird, because I'm definitely not an anarchist. Like, I'm not. But, you know, hey, I'll take it. First, they put me in one of them, and then maybe they'll actually figure out what my positions are. Right after I figure out what my positions are. So, how are you all doing? I hope you're doing well. I don't know, what do you guys want to watch? We can watch whatever. I'm just doing this kind of up until close to D&D. We have D&D tonight on actual Jake's channel. I think we're doing Downtime. But also, if you watch Charisma Saves, which is the D&D stream we do over on actual Jake's channel, you know that I recently got a spell to be able to bring my ship, the Hartnell, to life. Literally. And I may do that this stream, because I realized I in my possession actually already have the spell components that I need. A cleanse for later? Okay. So that'll be a fun one. I'm sure a cleanse for later. This is a this is a buying subs thing. Why did it click? That was weird. Why did it do that? Anyway. Found some extra mods for the customizable sonic screwdriver on Thingiverse. Not many, but still. Ooh, they make them? It just brought up, did this bring up all of, oh, it's on this guy's channel somewhere. Oh, okay. That's a great idea. Okay. Neat. I'm glad someone decided to actually design some. That's a good idea, considering it seems like the kind of thing that would be very 3D printable, you know? So that's cool. Build your own sonic screwdriver. This is just like a... Oh, did this person actually make like a thing that you can just do it on? Okay. That's pretty cool. Thank you. Save this under mobile bookmarks. For those who don't know, that's because I use the Doctor Who build your own sonic screwdriver kit from like years and years ago as a base for my wands and stuff in D&D, because I like props, so having stuff to 3D print for them would be pretty nice. A femboy chud, it's saying why trap is not a slur. Yikes.
This is a video I've been asked to do for a while.
Oh god. Do I need femboy v trans drama? Do I really need it? Have I watched the Alex Jones indie song yet? No, I haven't. Show chat the picture of Lupine. Okay, I will in a sec. I like how little you guys actually talk about Dave Rubin's book on those vids. It sort of just devolves into a podcast. It's a jumping off point, I guess. Yeah. In fairness, Dave Rubin's book is awful. It's just boring and it's bad. There's Lupine and Baja Blast. Anyway, so I guess let's decide what we're gonna watch. I'm very low energy today. I apologize. Do, 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 do. I don't even know what this is. Karen. Let's do a cringe compilation. Oh, someone wants to know if there's a Liberty Hangout video. Let me look. I think it's just more stuff from like that college visit she did where she got run out of town, but I'm not very interested in that. What chud have I covered that I think smells the worst? Probably this guy. Just because in all of his videos he's looked like he's wearing the same shirt in every single video and they all look like really old t-shirts. I don't know. Where did the thing go? There it is. How to fake smoke. This is a cringe compilation. I mean, I feel like I'm in that gif of Arrested Development with the dead pigeon bag and opens it. I don't know what I expected. Yeah, I mean, that is him fake smoking. Yeah. Okay.
I told her to stay home. She didn't want to listen. Chat, I don't know what you want me to do.
Protester pees on street in front of cops? Oh, that's a bad call. Like, if you're doing anything illegal, here's a tip for anyone doing any crimes. Don't do them directly in front of the police. Yeah. Which one's gonna be the peer? I think it's gonna be this guy back here. He's gonna be the peer, but I could be wrong. Ooh, is it gonna be Scooter Guy? Is Scooter Guy gonna be the peer?
I know she's a grown woman, but she's.
Ooh, shirtless guy. Is it shirtless guy?
Don't argue with me, please.
Oh no, it's the lady! Is the lady peeing? M. Night Shyamalan. Directed by M. Night Shyamalan. You see, I didn't expect it to be the woman. I think mostly because when I think peeing in public, I mostly think of men. But that's on me. That's on me for being sexist. Anyone can pee illegally in public. Oh no, lady, why? So trashy. Do not do this.
No. Dude, she's peeing in the road. She has autism. That's my sister. She's autistic. She's autistic. I told her don't. I don't know what to do. Do I call my mom?
Oh, this one's sad.
When the fuck y'all gonna start doing that shit, bro? You don't even know. Y'all just gonna keep saying not the right shit. Hey,
What I have to say is it's certainly worth taking my mask off, and I would ask.
Oh God, put your mask on, you douche.
Agrees with what I say. If you could please donate a minute, because I have a little bit longer. Just 2 minutes would be appreciated. If not, I understand. My name is Dan Roll. Does anyone wish to donate a minute? Could you? No? Okay. Anyways, my name is Dan Roll, and I'm here today. In 2020, we need good news, and I was not expecting the excellent news that Michelle Fiore was stepping down as mayor pro tem in the city of Las Vegas. It is welcome good news, but this is not the first time. Let's not forget that in 2015, Michelle Fiore called her black assemblyman colleague a colored person, and then told us all to get over matters of race and color because we had a black president. Michelle Fiore loves to associate with
I don't even necessarily disagree with this guy. I've heard the mayor of Las Vegas is a huge dick.
Cliven Bundy, a alleged domestic terrorist, and let's not forget that Cliven
I do think he should have a mask on, though.
Bundy said that black
He could still say this with a mask on.
people were better off as slaves because at least they knew how to pick cotton. And you, Madam Mayor, chose that woman to be your mayor pro tem. This is the same woman whose business was shut down by the state of Nevada and told us that cancer was a fungus that could be cleared with baking soda.
Probably another person who thinks that Candida causes all issues, a lot like Jillian from Jilly Juice.
It is not ironic to me that Michelle Fiore wraps herself in the thin blue line, claims to be pro-law enforcement, but conveniently forgets the fact that she was expelled and condemned by law enforcement in 2016 for saying...
Sorry. Next. No. No, I'm sorry. No, it's ahead of time. Wait, all right, wait 1 second. We have to get your name, ma'am. Excuse me.
My name is Annette Walker.
No, you didn't get it up front because they didn't know you. It was when you were going on into your comments. No, we're just following the same
Annette Walker?
You know?
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, they really want this guy to shut up.
Okay.
Bless. This is the same
and your
Michelle
card,
Fiore who in
ma'am.
the middle
Could you
of a
give your
budgetary
card here?
crisis.
Give your name so he can get your minute. That's 2 minutes for him.
Just handle it.
She's walking out. That's awesome.
Teresa
No, 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 no.
It looks like the
I like that one.
perfect presidential ad. American flags.
Ted Cruz trying to appear human.
A candidate with a compelling story and a family that looks great in pastels.
We're fighting for the world that will be our kids' world. And start looking at me in the...
Oh no.
He had a dream.
And
He enjoyed the most. Working at MIT.
Give me a couple lines from Green Eggs and Ham.
That's too personal.
Why do they want to give several lines from, is it just like as a test? Couldn't you just ask them to say anything? Do people even know Green Eggs and Ham off the top of their head? I do not like green eggs and ham. I do not like them semi-am. I will not eat them anywhere. I will not eat them here or there. I will not eat them with the fox. I will not eat them in a box. I will not eat them in a train. I will not eat them on a plane.
No, Ted, I don't want to tell that.
I do like it. I'll like it in a box. I'll like it in a goat. I'll like it.
We did it.
well, I want to tell that, and you're the best person to tell that.
Well, there's some very personal details that I don't want to go into.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I'm Sam. I am. I'm Sam.
You don't have to go into it.
Okay. When Ted was 3,
Look at me.
Well, I need the book if you want to give me specific lines, but
Not a day goes by that my mom is not lifting me up in prayer.
that's right.
For hours at a time.
The mom's like, no, I don't spend hours praying, you weirdo.
Our family has actually made a difference and an impact in our country today.
Am I supposed to say the same type?
my family background is that my grandfather was a missionary
in Africa for about 40 years.
I don't know what else to say.
I don't know. Just keep talking. Just keep talking.
Presently, my brother is a missionary in Haiti. Cut, let's start that again. The brother thinks too much. I can't get his gig done. He doesn't live there.
It seems like everything is staged, even hugs.
Hugs, and I love proud of you, Joey. I love you. I love you too.
I love you, Ted.
I love you, Mom.
Love you too, dear.
I love you.
It will.
In a political commercial, the scene would look something like this, but it takes a lot of time to get that perfect shot. Getting the shot of family mealtime took a lot of prayer.
Okay, so who wants to say grace?
Me, I do.
Okay, great.
Okay, awesome. Would you like to hold hands with Sissy as well? Okay. Oh.
Oh.
Okay, just good. Okay. Okay.
Okay, Catherine.
Amen.
Okay, who wants to say grace?
I do.
Okay, good.
Okay. Oh, it's okay. Dear Jesus, thank you for the food. Thank you for the day. Thank you for my family. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my puppy. Amen.
Amen. Okay, let's say grace. Father, thank you for this day. Thank you for this food. And thank you for our precious girls. Thank you for Catherine and Caroline.
Doesn't this seem super messed up? Like, if you're a Christian, don't you go, wow, they're just basically fake praying over and over again for a fake meal in order to get political points. Like, isn't that really messed up for a Christian to do? To be like, how many takes of this prayer do we need? And then using, like, a prayer that you're not really meaning, you're just doing it for the cameras. I'm not religious, but to me it seems like that would be an incredibly disrespectful thing to do about your own religion.
Bless this family, and thank you for those who prepared this meal. In Jesus' name, amen.
Like, Jesus literally said, like, people who pray in public, you should be ashamed of yourselves because you're not doing it to actually pray. You're doing it to so other people see you pray and think you're holy. And this is like that to the extreme. Like, this is literally something that Jesus in the Bible condemns. How do these people live with themselves? So strange.
What did you do at school?
Well, today Miss Mayhew gave us candy.
Candy at school?
And for the ending, Cruz really wanted to get it right.
I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message. I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message. I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message. I'm Ted Cruz, and we approve this message. Okay, a little bit faster, though. That was good. I'm Ted Cruz, and we approve this message. I'm Ted Cruz, and we approve this message. I'm Ted Cruz, and we approve this message.
I have one experience of meeting a politician in real life. It was a Michigan politician. It wasn't like a national politician or anything. I don't remember who it was. I was relatively young at the time because my mom was going to a party with a client. He was like a pretty wealthy guy. He had this get-together, and there was a guy there who was, it might have been like a state senator or something like that. It was definitely something along those lines. It wasn't a city thing, it was a state-level thing. And I have never talked to someone who felt more hollow as a human being than that individual. I'm not kidding. It was creepy talking to him. Because, like, everything was like, hi, how are you doing? Ha ha ha, I'd laugh at jokes. I am a human being. Like, it's so bizarre. It reminds me of, if you guys have watched Parks and Rec, there's a season later on where they're working in Washington, D.C., and they have this politician who's, like, basically a blank slate and does a lot of politician things, but it's, like, dead behind the eyes, and it doesn't feel like anything's really going on upstairs outside of just, like, I say political things. Hello, how are you? And it was like that, but in real life. It was scary. That guy was bonkers.
I'm Ted Cruz, and we approve this message. 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 I'm Ted Cruz, and I approve this message.
Hola. Do you speak English?
No.
Oh no, pickup artist gets rejected. Tucker White 94, and now I long for Channel Awesome cringe. This is more insufferable to watch.
No. Okay. I was over there. I was sitting, eating. Okay. Bye. What?
Oh no, don't, no, no, no. You've already been told no. Leave her alone.
Oh, okay. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? I was here. Wait. Come here. Esto es muy raro, pero te vi aquí. Creo que tú es absolutamente agradable. Muy linda. I just want to say hi. Hi. Matt. Yo tengo que ir. Pero dime algo, ¿cuál es tu nombre?
Deji.
Deji? Okay, mucho gusto, Deji.
Skip it,
Creo
skip
que
it.
ir.
What would be the point of
Pero
the cringe
dime algo
videos if we
interesante
skipped it every time
sobre
it
ti.
made you
One
uncomfortable?
thing.
That's the point.
Tell me. Fitness. Your fitness. Okay. Okay.
Ah, sí, claro.
Okay. What? ¿Tienes WhatsApp?
No.
No WhatsApp. Okay. ¿Tienes Instagram?
No, pero no. O sea, no.
¿Tienes novio? Sí. Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's the reason. Why don't I get it. I understand. I shouldn't say I don't know why, because I do understand, because you don't want to provoke. There's always the potential that someone's going to get angry and violent when you outright honestly say, I'm not interested in you, you are creeping me out. But boy, do these people need to be told that more often. Like, does this guy not understand what a creep he's coming off as? Does he not know he's making everyone uncomfortable and that he's basically just like ambushing this woman and being creepy to her? Like, why? He needs to be told, dude, stop being a creep. Go away.
Alright, mucho gusto.
Bueno.
Alright, nice to meet you. Alright, bye. Sorry.
Chinese politicians dodging questions about the president. How many terms do you think he'll have? So you think there is an efficient way to supervise and restrict power, including the power of Z? The question... I wonder if this reporter, whoever's talking, is still a free person, or if they're in a gulag somewhere. My money's on the latter. Literally running away. Ugh, poor China.
Ten is enough for you, Nicola, is that right?
Well,
we do like
yeah.
Oh, you couldn't see the caption? I thought I had it on full screen. I guess maybe it was covered. Sorry about that. Basically, he was just asking all of them questions about, like, because it was repealed or something in the past year or two in China, and the current president, Z or whatever his name is, he can be president for life now, basically. He's a dictator. And it was someone with a camera asking all these different politicians, I think they're people who are in basically their version of Congress, whatever the legislative is, asking them questions about it, and none of them wanted to answer, and they all ran away. So that's what that was. It's actually a good question, because it comes across as being positive of Z up front. Yeah. How long the president can be president for? Yeah.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
She equals Z. Okay. She. Gotcha.
I do. I'm the kind of person who likes surprises, but Paul likes his life to be a bit more ordered and, you know, definitely, yes. I can't imagine anything Paul would hate more than a surprise, yeah.
Well, Nicola, I have to say I've got more than a big surprise for you.
Oh, no.
Because I know what you're at. and I feel awfully deeply saddened by this, but you don't work as a temporary secretary. I know for a fact that you're an undercover journalist, and you've robbed somebody of coming on a proper blind date. You work for Cosmopolitan magazine. She's a journalist, ladies and gentlemen, not a blind date at all. Is that right?
Yes.
Is that right?
Are you being serious, Scylla?
I am being serious, yes. I am being serious. And not only is she a journalist, she's a very good one too. She's senior features writer, Nicola Gill of Cosmopolitan magazine. Oh, Nicola, how could you? Actually, I'm quite looking forward to it. I'd love to be in Cosmopolitan magazine. I'd love that. Sorry. It begs the question, why? Oh, outrageous.
I'm sorry.
This is really worth hissing and booing over. I assume she wanted to write an article about what it's like to go on whatever dating show this is. And so she went on it and lied about it. But honestly, how many people from these, like, blind date shows ever wind up in actual long-term relationships? Probably next to none. So I don't think that's a harmful thing for her to do, to write an article.
Tell us, I mean, really, there was no way you were going to fall in love with him. Tell us the truth. Have you got a boyfriend?
No.
You haven't. Any children?
No.
I'm just asking. I mean, did you purely come on blind date? You obviously did, just to get the story.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic time as well. Absolutely.
I mean, what the other thing that kind of upsets me as well, because when we had the problem, because this is a show and a half, ladies and gentlemen, what with, you know, poor David's date standing him up, and he was prepared to go to Sky, and we did offer you to go to Nepal, which thank goodness, you know, you didn't take up, because you got all the injections, and we actually gave you the tickets to go to Nepal at your own leisure anyway.
Good on her for exposing the blind date BS. Yeah.
Are you going to give your ticket back, Nicola?
I would like Paul to go with someone else. I think he's a genuinely nice guy, yeah, and I would like him to have the opportunity to go with someone else.
All right, well, no, that's good.
I would.
Okay.
And I would have told him that as well.
Don't you feel a little bit, the least bit guilty? I mean, there's...
It's a reality TV show, lady. Who cares? You don't treat this like it matters. It doesn't.
I'm sure there's lots of girls in our audience tonight, and certainly millions of girls watching at home, who would have given their right arm to be sitting on this step. And you've cheated one of those lovely girls out of a proper blind date. How does that make you feel? The look.
Be glad she wasn't be glad she wasn't on the dating game. Killer Rodney Acola, or what his name was. Oh yeah, have you guys seen that? There's an episode of the dating game with a guy on it, and then later it turned out he was like a serial killer, and he killed people. It's interesting to watch in hindsight.
Well, what can I say? I'm sorry if that's the case, and I feel sorry because I would like Paul to go to Nepal. He's a really nice guy.
Well, he's going anyway, because he's Well, what can I say? I hope you write a nice article.
Well, I've had a fabulous time, and thank you, Blind Date. That's all I want to say.
Will, this is Intel. Intel, this is Will.
Everybody, I'm excited because, you know, I'm in the studio all the time making music, traveling the world, playing music, on my computer, talking about music. And, you know, when I go and buy new equipment, I go and I look to see if that chip is in there. I waited in line for that new core. It's pretty awesome because you've never, you know, other than Mac, it's exciting to come up with new tools from the creator's perspective and have that connection one-to-many that hasn't been done from, you know, the viewpoint of the artist.
Oh god, I feel bad for Will.i.am here. He clearly got paid for this, but he has no idea what he's talking about.
Because all, you know, when you're on a computer, that thing is all big, and you never really get to hold the part that you're actually collaborating with. I spend hours upon hours, ideas, talking with the computer. You take this puppy out of the computer, it ain't just this little box. It ain't doing nothing. It's like my brain's friend. It's like, hey, you ever met him? You're sitting there like, is it finished yet? No, man. Knew what the kids are gonna like, what they're gonna flip on. Like, are they gonna like this track? Are they gonna like this? Am I going too far with taking like text conversations like OMG? Should I make a song called OMG? I don't even remember. Imagine Shoemaker, the car driver. When he drives around that track, he represents Mercedes. And that Mercedes is going super duper fast and he wins races. Mm-hmm. Well, I go around the track. It's called the internet. Right?
That's right.
But people don't know I'm driving this. I'm gonna be like, I'm rocking with him.
Oh, well, he tried. There's a link. Let me see what this link is. The Legend of Karen, and then there's a second link. Legend of Karen 2. Okay, let's see what these are. Okay.
Hello, princess. How are you today?
Ah, get away from me! Hello? Hyrule Knights? There is some maniac out here who's threatening me and my pet, and I need you to throw him into the dungeon immediately. Get away from me. Oh, please send someone to save me.
Huh? Guess I better start recording this shit.
Hi guys, it's Zelda. I just went to get some steamed fish at the local tavern like I always do, and they had the audacity to tell me to go to the second window. And it's like, it's so hard being a princess nowadays, you guys. I don't know what's going on with people
like
nowadays,
the cop
but
lady.
they just don't
Okay.
treat princesses right anymore. So have a heart, and if you see a princess, just tell them thank you.
Sorry for the wait, princess. Here's your steamed fish. It's on the house.
Oh my god, did you poison this? I don't give a flying f*** what you dumb motherfuckers f***ing think about me, goddammit. I'll kick the motherfucking shit out of your pee holes back into your assholes so you burp shit out of your dicks, you dumb f***ing f***s. F*** you, I don't f***ing with bullshit.
So you don't want a free sample of Triscuit crackers?
Numi92, thanks for subscribing.
F*** your Triscuits.
Or is it Numai? Numi or Numai, whichever one it is. Thanks for
What do you
subscribing.
think you're doing?
I'm sorry?
Are you even supposed to be here?
Well, this is my tower, lady.
No, I don't think so. I know everyone in this land, and I've never seen you before.
Seriously?
Uh-huh, and what's this on the floor? Did you get permission to put this there? We'll just see what the authorities have to say about all of this.
Yeah. Guess I better start recording this shit.
Hey, this is Mike from Lowbrow.
That's
Thanks
funny.
for watching our video. If you have a second, go ahead and...
There's the second one. The quest for the manager. I was unconstitutionally thrown in here just because I pulled my sword on a commoner and her ugly kid in a parking lot.
And who are you?
What's up? I'm Kevin. That cuck Link was too much of a snowflake to save you, so I'm here to alpha male you out of here.
I'm sick of all these crybabies playing the victim. I'm the victim. Now follow me.
Where are we going?
To talk to the manager.
Hold it right there!
Look at this sheep with the shield. What? Do you just do whatever Deep Hyrule tells you to do?
You serious? I use this shield to protect myself and others. We should all be using shields.
Did you know that using a shield is actually more dangerous than not using one? They're heavy, they cut off your oxygen apparently, and, you know, they make you look like a total wuss. Wussy.
He's right. My friend's sister's neighbor's a shieldsmith, and he says they're actually really bad for you. The little weapons can go right through.
Please just shut up and go.
Ah, shit, here we go. How can I help you today, Princess?
We need supplies, and we're on our way to speak to the manager. Are these potions?
Why, yes, they are.
Potions and elixirs are poisoning our children.
Oh, okay. That was one
This is a
widely
good one.
discredited
This is
parchment.
really good.
Our potions are perfectly safe and prevent
Cascadia 93. Oh god, I feel so vindicated as a security officer who deals with these people.
curable diseases like dirt lung, ox face, and this sound.
All right, that's it. Boycott! We are boycotting this shop.
Yeah! Let's take our hard-earned rupees, buy all these potions, and then smash them on the ground!
Okay.
Looks like you're all sold out.
Well, guess I better start recording this shit.
Hello, I'm Ethan, the floor manager. Is there something I can help you with?
Floor manager? Where's the actual manager? My boyfriend Kevin's gonna kick his ass.
Boyfriend?
Oh, I'm sorry. You'll have to speak to the regional manager for that. Here, take this map. It will lead you on your journey.
Thanks for nothing, nerd.
Okay, have a nice day.
What the hell did you just call me?
I didn't say anything! Oh my god!
Hey, this is Mike from Lowbrow. Thanks for watching our video. If you have a sec...
Funny. This is something D&D related, I guess.
Wizard? How did you
Are you prepping for the game?
Yes, but it's not going to be ready until tomorrow. We're playing tomorrow, so if you can go and come...
Is it maybe a little bit ready?
No.
Maybe?
No.
Just a little bit?
No, I haven't even figured out what monsters...
Perhaps the slightest, tiniest sliver of the campaign is perhaps ready right now?
Alright, fine. I can run one small part of the game for you. Just make sure when we play it tomorrow you don't spoil it for anyone else. Alright, you find yourself in Port Nyanzaru in the faraway land of Cholt. The merchant prince, Quayothe, has hired you on to find a merchant prince over in the bazaar, and you figure it will probably take all day, just based off of the size of the city. What do you do?
I'm going to cast Haste.
Haste? Well, that's a new one. What does that spell do?
Haste allows my movement speed to be doubled, a +2 bonus to armor class, advantage on dexterity saving throws, and an additional action on each of my turns. This action can be used to attack, dash, disengage, hide, or use an object. I go into the bazaar as fast as I can, and I find the merchant.
Well, you need to roll an investigation check.
18.
You find the guy in minutes.
I'm gonna grab him and run back to Quayothe as fast as I can.
You take the merchant back to Quayothe, and she thanks you, but she can't really be having loose ends, so 4 of her assassins fall from the roof, surrounding you. Roll initiative.
18.
Alright, well, you're first. What do you do?
I still have haste, right?
Yes.
I'm gonna run away and use my other action to take the disengage action, so none of them can opportunity attack me.
Alright, well, as you run through the city streets, there seems to almost be an assassin at every turn. Every street you go down, someone seems ready to stab you in the throat.
Every road?
Every road.
Every single street?
Every single street.
I'm gonna run into the jungle.
If you're going into the jungle, you're going to have to survive and live there. You know, everything's kind of a little...
Let me see. How long does haste even last? Is that not a minute? Oh, duh. I'm gonna have to clarify for Google. Yeah, haste only lasts a minute anyway, but for the sake of the bit, fine.
A little bit far away. You're not really gonna be able to easily get anywhere.
Actually, looking at the map right here, I could get to Fort Balerion in just a couple of hours.
Alright, well, I mean, if you want to do that, you're just going to have to keep casting haste over and over and over and over and over
Good Spanking Dude says, I have no idea what is happening since I don't play D&D. I got an idea, Hannah. You Dungeon Master and do a campaign with us mods. Oh, God. I don't know if I don't know how that would go.
Oh, it's okay. I'll just use the Pearl of Power you gave me a couple of games ago.
You were determined to cast haste on this session, aren't you?
Yep.
Alright, you make your way to Fort Balerion. And as you get there, you realize it is the home of the arch nemesis of this campaign, Banos, with his mighty Infinity Hammer.
Infinity Hammer?
Yeah, it's a band hammer.
Oh.
And you can see the mighty Banos at the end of Fort Balerion. But you look and realize that the entire land has been changed into a maze of traps and unavoidable pits. What do you do? What you gonna do? What are you gonna do, wizard? How are you gonna get out of this one? Wizard, no. Not the Performance Energy Limited Edition Sonic the Hedgehog Peach Ring flavored G Fuel.
I cast haste again!
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to run through all the traps, and I have advantage on dexterity saving throws, so that's gonna be a natural 20, 18, 23, 17, 24.
Wouldn't he run out of spell slots? If he was casting it, based on the number of times he's said he is casting it, no, he'd be fine. But, like, assuming he's like a relative, if he can cast haste, what level is haste? Hold on, haste 5e, but he's only said he's cast haste like 5 or 6 times. It's only 3rd level. Provided he's even like level 5 to 10, I don't know, he'd be fine. But yeah, not the most realistic use of haste, but it's a comedy bit. So.
Need all of the dexterity saving throws.
But yeah, it's lasted longer when he did cast it than it should. It's supposed to last like a minute.
And then I'm gonna run over to Banos, and I'm gonna run up with my 60 feet of movement and use my 2 actions to take away all of his rings.
Yes, with the power of haste and of Sonic, his hammer turns into rings, which you then take.
And then I snap my fingers and ban the entire universe.
No. You have freed me from this hell.
I want to watch one more of these.
You play today's game? You leveled up at the end of the last session, right?
Yes, I've been thinking about what I will do with my new level up, since you removed all the good spells. So I found a different way to destroy this game. A new, far more powerful way. One no one has ever thought of before. No more magic. No more tricks.
What did you come up with?
I took something no one has ever took before. And you will regret the day the wizard has the actor feat.
The second, either the first or the second professor had the actor feat. I don't anymore. But yeah. For those of you who don't play D&D, if you play like Fallout or Skyrim, a feat in D&D would be equivalent to a perk. It's like a special thing your character can do. The actor perk in particular in D&D allows you to, I think you get advantage on disguising yourself. So if you want to make yourself look like someone else, and also you're able to mimic people's voices. I'm pretty sure that's what the actor feat did. And again, like the first or second professor, I forget which, could do that, but with a regeneration lost that ability at some point.
Alright, that's fine.
Yes! The actor feat! Now I can replicate anyone's voice, so long as I listen to them for a minute and they fail an insight check.
You could just do that with Alter Self.
I'm taking a different feat. Instead, I'll take Dungeon Delver. Oh, now, whenever we travel at a fast pace, we don't take a negative to our passive perception score. But wait, I also have resistance to traps, advantage against saving throws on traps, Traps kill wizards quite a bit.
There's not a lot of traps in this module anyways. I told you guys that at the start. I also don't understand why you would ever possibly get a -5 to wisdom removed in a feat called Dungeon Delver. That just doesn't make sense to me. Like, dungeons are meant to go through slow, not fast. The feat makes no sense and is bad in this game.
Fine, I'll take Grappler. Now no one will be able to escape my clammy grasp.
You're a wizard.
Actions, which means 2 turns. And you're restrained too.
Fine, how about I take Inspiring Leader? Now, if people listen to me speak for 10 minutes, they'll get temporary hit points.
No one's gonna listen to you talk for 10 minutes. And the temporary hit points aren't that good anyways.
Well, all the feats are bad.
No, that's pretty good ones. Actually.
There's none of them are good.
No,
Can't take a single one. The only way I can be powerful in this game is if I consume pure raw energy in a powdered caffeinated beverage.
The process. This is a true master of work.
I need more.
Jacob, what are you doing?
What should have been done long ago.
Jacob, no, that's a bad idea. Jacob.
Oh.
There's nothing funny.
My God. What? He's gained so much
This
power.
isn't
What is
Suburban
the
Knights. Correct.
Okay. I don't think anyone's taken a feat to start with those letters before.
It's skilled.
Skilled?
The best feat in the game.
Feet. Skilled. Do-do-do-do. Do-do-do-do. Gain proficiency in any combination of 3 skills or tools of your choice. That's true. Last time we had an ASI, I took that. Because for a while, the professor had a boon that, the professor being my D&D character, had a boon that gave the professor proficiency in every single skill. It was honestly ridiculous. But that got taken away for story reasons. And honestly, probably for balance reasons. But anyway, after I lost some of those, I took skilled and I got more proficiencies back. Because I like having a lot of skill proficiencies. Anyway, here's this channel if you want. They seem funny. If you want to check them out sometime or subscribe to them or anything. A crap guide to D&D 5th edition. Okay.
So, you picked your class, hold on to your ass, it's gonna get crass cause race, part of the role you can play, some sentient clay, a he, she, or they, a beast who gets real snarly, a regular dude named Charlie, if homebrew is free, a big talking tree, welcome to a crap guide to D&D. Arakakra, big fucking bird. You got some wings so you can fly, and if non-weapon melee's preferred, they get sharp talons to bit scratch a guy. Or maybe you're more of an Asimar, still avian, if you lower the bar, angelic people with radiant energy, or darkness if you flap your wings edgily. Bugbears aren't actually bears at all, more like beastly orcs and just as tall, but oddly sneaky and your arms are long,
Everything
so you're really
this
freaking
guy
good at
does
playing
is
basketball.
amazing.
But if going full beast is a little too far, you could always do half and decide to be a centaur, charging the enemies so they can readily get steadily back up while you stomping them deadly. For Sneaky Bunch, Changeling's cool, you make a disguise kit a worthless tool, you can change your face to whatever race, there's nearly no limit who you can fool. Dragonborn, no not the Skyrim kind, are likely the kid of a bard that'll find dragons really hot, so now you shoot acid. Or whatever other color your parents preferred acid. The typical dwarf with a beautiful beard, you work with your hands and are physically sturdy. You seem informed about rocks, which is weird, try not to obsess or the sesh will get wordy. Elves are papa's pricks, a dozen flavors to match and mix, they live a long time, don't sleep instead trance, and are hard to be charmed, so bards keep it in your pants. Pick a fearbulk, a chill-ass cow, most of which have druidic vow, and don't ask how, tall, but they can turn invisible, which is a big concern. Genasi, elemental genie bastards, one of 4 elements that they have mastered in some way, lets them do cool shit like waterbend or have a fire-breathing armpit. Githyanki and Githzerai, elves that look like they wanna die, all they're about is how they clash. Been around 40 years and their lore's still trash. Short stack, gnome, happy short folk who are smart and wise and cunning and know how to crack into good camouflage, be it sneaking or magic or cool roguish montage. Whack is the goblin, small size hits hard on your noggin. Their nimbleness makes it hard to keep pace, they'll hide and bide, quick slide and hit your face. Muscles are in, though I have bias, so the hottest IMO is Goliath. They're 8 feet tall, have steel for their balls, and can shrug off damage like one-man riots. Half-elves, the mutts and mules of D&D, extra points to spend on 2 abilities and skills out the asses of best of both races, and backstories usually come from stupid places. Half-orc, like I said, muscles are in, you're a ruthless brute who fights to win, your crits get crits and you can terrify, and if you feel like it, you can say no when you die. If your luck is nasty, the halfling's good, you re-roll ones and win like you should, and you're hard to scare, so go party with a dragon, and you can slip through if it's angry off the flagon. Humans get a little bit of everything, they lack gimmicks or special flair or anything, and are all around average, you know how it is, and the perfect pick if you're boring. Races, all the races.
The professor's a skill monkey? Is that a term? Is that someone who puts a lot of like stuff in skills as opposed to like, I don't know, damage output and stuff? Yes, the damage is good at skills. Let me see if I can pull up my character sheet so you guys can look at it in case you're curious. I don't know if you guys care, but it'd be interesting since I don't think you guys have seen the professor's character sheet. Character sheet.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Okay, so this is the professor's character sheet. If you watch the D&D game and you're curious, Professor 3, armor class is naturally 19, but the professor has something called Arcana Mechanical Armor, which is part of the special subclass. So my AC is actually like 19 when the armor is on, and it automatically goes on when we get into combat. So even though it's 11, it's really 19. What level is the professor? We're level 17. We've been playing the game for 3 years. Hey, Hannah, just saw your debate with Kent Hovind. It was worth the brain cells to see you mention his taxes. Honestly, I'd like to debate him on his sovereign citizen stuff. I think it'd be fun. Anyway, let's see. See, the professor has a ridiculous fucking number of skills that they're proficient in. It used to be all of them. But, like, with the skilled feat and other stuff, like, you can get a ridiculous number of skills that are pretty high, so. 8 strength, 13 dex, 9 constitution, 22 intelligence, 11 wisdom, and 20 charisma. Proficient in tinker tools, disguise kit, forgery kits, alchemical supplies, and leatherwork. Can speak automaton, elvish, draconic, and Eric Cochran, although I just wrote bird here. -1 to con. Oh yeah, it's bad. We're level 17 and I only have 79 hit points. It is what it is though. It's fine. I just usually when we get into combat, it was even better for a while because I had that big mech that I could use during combat. It just took like 100 gold diamonds every time it activated, and it like gave me a decent bonus to my AC, but it's gone now, so that sucks. So I'm gonna have to focus on making sure I get myself protected with spells when we get into combat, whether it's like hasting myself or doing like mirror image or something to try and make it so hits don't hit me. But yeah. Personality trait. Hold on. Cascadia93, I wanted to play D&D with friends, but I have only been aware of it for 3 years now, and I don't work consistent hours, so I can't schedule even an online game. Plus, I think I'm spoiled by internet D&D shows with good DMs. Yeah, we're pretty lucky in that Jake's a pretty great DM. He had a mech? Yeah, it was like if you've seen Aliens, it was kind of like Ripley's mech that she fights the alien with at the end, and it fit in a backpack, and we had it for a while. It was like a special thing, but it got lost in time, unfortunately. Baja's still here. She's not leaving until Monday, I think. gold diamonds, like diamonds made of gold or diamonds covered in gold. Oh, no, like a diamond worth 100 gold. That's how you, like, value diamonds in D&D, is, like, it's worth this much gold, gold being the primary currency, so that's how you know the size of the diamond. It's relative to the amount of gold you spent on it. Ideals. The right to choose and maintain one's agency are paramount. The innocent must be protected from those in power who abuse their status. Bonds, the Hartnell, the professor's life work. That's the basically TARDIS that the professor has. It's like an outhouse with a heart on the door, bigger on the inside, can teleport places. Ideally would get time travel, but of course that would break a campaign for the most part, so that'll be a thing. When I continue to use the professor in the future as a non-player character, it'll probably be able to travel through time if the professor doesn't die during this campaign permanently, which would be great. Keepers of 8, the professor's allies and closest friends. Flaws, seeks novelty and knowledge even at the risk of herself and her allies. Yeah. So, I don't know. That's the character sheet, if anyone was curious who watches the D&D campaign. D&D's fun, though. If you haven't watched our D&D campaign at all, hold on. It's online. It's, Jake really needs to switch this channel over. It's still Unpopular Culture, but really it's just the D&D channel now, so we should change it to Charisma Saves. We have a live, which is my campaign. This is the one where I DM, and then there's, of course, Charisma Saves, which is, at least on YouTube, 78 episodes deep. And you can watch the episodes here. We didn't stream from session 1, but, like, you get it. I think we sort of explain what's going on in these if you ever want to watch the playlist and get into it and see what D&D is about. It's a lot of fun. Also, character sheets are scary and daunting and bad for new players with no experience. Change my mind. I mean, you kind of need it, though, right? Like, how else are you going to know what your modifiers are and everything? Maybe if you just wanted to get someone into D&D first and you handled the character sheet as the DM and you had them roll and then you added the modifiers just to give them a taste, sure, but either way, I don't know. You need to deal with character sheets at some point. It's like a primary tool that you're using to know your character's, like, different tools and skills and modifiers and weapons and everything. Yeah, I like doing the character sheets. I thought it helped me. I'm still not the best at remembering all the rules of D&D, but...
To choose from too many, so come witness the list of this guide to all of the races. All the races.
Hobgoblin. They trust in a code, be it God or communism or giant toad. They're a prideful chode, so whenever you fail, the more watch or retry means you go beast mode. If you're an edgy avian, Kenku sneaky, agile, crafty, and can easily lie, they can mimic.
But I would argue, like, let's say someone's never played a video game before and they look at an Xbox or a PlayStation controller. That might be daunting for them that there's so many buttons, but that doesn't change the fact that if they're going to play a video game, they have to just engage with it and get over that hump in order to be able to learn to play the game, right? Like, even if you put it off for a while and they're like, okay, you don't have to engage with the character sheet this first session or the second session, regardless, at some point, they gotta know how to make their character sheet and how to reference it. Like, you're just putting it off to a later time. I don't know.
Mimic voices to be a bit cheeky. Too bad they get bullied because they can't fly. The kobold is a mischievous one. They hate bright light, and there's often more than one. They can trick dumb fools and steal their jewels, but ganging up together can be pretty fun. Guess it's scaly hours, cause lizard folk have sticks up their ass and can't take a joke. They can bite and craft and stay a while underwater, and have hard-ass scales to block cannon fodder. Loxodon are straight-up elephants. They're large size and thick high and make them dense. Got trunks to smell and are wise and mostly merry, but piss one off and you'll see they're damn scary. Wanna breathe underwater? Lokatha is a fish. A straight-up fish, literally, just a fish. Your armor starts high and get tons of resistance. Stay dry and you die, you're still just a fish. Big beastly bull is a minotaur. Got horns to charge if you run pretty far. Make them shit their pants while you're at it. Being big and scary is a habit. Speaking of, orcs, superstitious and strong, but also often wrong with a minus 2 to int. That's okay, so to say, you're aggressive and massive. Got angry parents means they're rarely passive. Cat goes rejoice. Tabaxi is here, obsessed with stuff and quite the sightseer. Fast like a cat, get clubbed.
My character that I'm making for campaign 2 is a tabaxi.
Doesn't climb far. Tons of coats like leopard, tiger, and jaguar. Tiefling's a demon with a lot of looks. They're horny and hot and often a provoker in the lore anyway, a lot of hate. It's normal, I guess, when you're a panty soaker. If you want to be a big reptilian, who's strong and hardy, then Tortle has a shell that's AC's 1,000,000, so have fun being a hermit immortal. Triton is just an aquatic elf who evolved itself in the continental shelf, and you're basically Aquaman. Fish can understand you. No, they won't do your laundry just because you demand to. The Verdant, like a goblin, but pretentious. Mind powers that make mystic.
Hannah confirmed furry. I'm not a furry.
Contentious. Bunch of passive shit. What is this, peace hour? Come back and talk to me when you learn real power. You auntie pureblood like humans, but snaky. Never make a date with one, I hear they're flaky. Manipulative bunch with magic resistance. Don't take their oral offer, no matter the persistence. Spirit human mix is the Kalishtar. Got a lot of mind shit that's really bizarre, like telepathy. Dream protectively, like angels if they couldn't be effectively. The shifters, like a half lycanthrope, with 4 different types with exclusive features. You can't transform, at least not fully, so you often look more like a freakish creature. Simic hybrids are a random fusion of aquatic.
You'll join us one day? Nah, I'm good. Like, do you? I'm happy for you guys, but I'm good.
Things like a squid or a crab. Gain bonuses depending which one, so have some big pincers for new ways to stab. Warforged. Robots forged for war. Don't have to eat or sleep or breathe, and what's more is you're tanky as well, being hard to steal. The only downside is you'll never truly feel. Vidalkin tells us nobody's perfect. Look like Navi people without the long neck. They get lots of bonuses, so smart's not shocking. Good luck ever getting one to stop talking. And that's the lot, and always remember class race importance is pretty seldom. Use whatever you fancy. Make a chubby fighter dancing. Now you know how to pick your race. You're welcome.
Good. Someone sent this one.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Don't know what this is. Dead Alowives D&D
game.
One of us, Google Gobble, one of us. I understand that reference.
Your
Freaks, and then it was also referenced in Wolf of Wall Street and many other things.
Children, like it or not, are attracted in their weaker years to the occult. And a game like D&D fuels their imagination and makes them feel special, while drawing them deeper and deeper into the bowels of El Diablo. This afternoon, the Dead Alewives Watchtower invites you to sit in on an actual gaming session. Observe the previously unobservable, as a hidden camera takes you to the inner sanctum of Dungeons and Dragons.
When was D&D mentioned in Wolf of Wall Street? No, the Google Gobble One of Us thing was a line that was said in Wall Street, but it's actually a reference to like a 1930s horror film, maybe 40s horror film called Freaks, where it's a circus sideshow with people who are in the freak show, and at one point a new person comes and joins the group, and they sit around the table and go, one of us, Google Gobble, one of us. It's like a famous scene. Have I watched this on stream before?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Dragon Strike instruction video, no. The actors were from an actual freak show, yeah. Oh, yeah, here's a clip.
One of us, a loving cup. We accept a one of us. We accept a one of us.
Google gobble.
We accept her. Google gobble. One of us. Google gobble.
They're going to make you one of them. My big cup. Google gobble.
You get it.
We're doing it! Let darkness reign, and in the darkness, let evil.
Oh, didn't Board James cover this? Is this like, yeah, this is part of a board game. When in the 80s they did that thing where it was like a VHS board game.
Is this like a video game? Sorta. But it uses the wizard Terractus.
Yeah. I'm aware of it. I don't necessarily want to watch it, though.
Good evening, Ron. Thank
Hi.
you very much for all three. For seminars, wonderful, thank you. My question is that you said that you had the blood of our Lord examined by the Israelis.
That's correct.
What was their determination of that?
Okay. Now, we won't be able to take second questions. I'm sorry if you're on your second one, please just
Can you
step
imagine?
out. I love you, but we're running out of time. Real quickly, okay. Dried blood is dead blood. Everybody knows that, all right? They can test the blood of the pharaohs, the mummies of the pharaohs, all right? There's certain things they can do. They cannot get a chromosome count by any method I'm familiar with, all right? Things keep changing.
I don't know anything about blood or when you can test it and what you can learn from the test, whether it's old or new. I have no idea. I can't fact check this.
I don't profess to know everything. However, there's no way I know that you can get a chromosome count out of dead blood. You can get a DNA and some other things, but not a chromosome count.
What info can ancient blood tell us? Mankind's secret revealed in ancient blood samples. Archaeology researchers' use of tissue residue analysis can help date artifacts and identify species up to 50,000 years old. Not only does the blood possess features that identify what species of animal it came from, but it can be used to date artifacts up to 50,000 years old. Researchers were even able to extract bits of genetic material from prehistoric blood that will provide insights into human evolution. So I guess you can get some information, genetic information, but I don't know anything specific about that.
All right, that's done by living white blood cells. Now then, first of all, in this analysis, I took the blood into a laboratory in Israel.
Jesus Christ, he just said they can get DNA out of it, but there's no way they can get a chromosome count. Is he fucking stupid?
Baja
DNA
Blasts.
equals chromosomes. They're the same thing.
Okay. They're the same thing, folks.
Did you not know that chromosomes are DNA?
I knew they were related. You look disappointed at me all you want. You know I'm a college dropout.
Yeah, but I've explained chromosomes and DNA, and that just makes me realize that you never listen.
No, I've listened. I just didn't necessarily know that chromosomes were literally the same thing as DNA. I knew they were a part of it, but I didn't know if you have access to one, you necessarily have access to the other.
Okay.
I still don't even know what you mean.
DNA is made up of 4 base pairs.
Yeah.
A, T, G, C.
Yeah.
Right? That strings together all of those A's and T's and G's and C's into strands of DNA.
Yes.
The strands of DNA get wrapped around a protein called a histone.
Okay.
And those things with the DNA wrapped around fold up and make chromosomes.
Oh, so chromosomes are like clumps of DNA, basically. Sure. Okay. I'm sorry I didn't know that. Don't be mad at me for not knowing something.
I'm not.
Okay.
I'm just shocked. Slightly appalled.
Okay.
I asked one of the people I work with in antiquities, where is a good laboratory that does reliable work? And they said, such and such, such and such. I took it. I just said, please examine this blood and tell me what you can tell me about it. All right? They said, well, look, we're going to reconstitute it. We're going to put it in normal
Look at this dog and cat says, I knew this video would drive her crazy. It'll get bad.
saline and keep it at body temperature for 72 hours with gentle swirling. All right, that's their business. That's great. I said, now I want to be there when you check it out. They said, fine. So I was back. They checked it out. I said, now, they said it's human blood. We can tell that. They did whatever tests they need to do. And then I said, take some of the white blood cells and put them in a growth medium and keep them at body temperature for 48 hours. And they said, well, that'll do no good because it's dead. blood. I said, would you please do that for me? And they said, okay, we'll do it. So anyway, I said, I want to be there when you take it out and examine it. So I was back there. They took it out, examined it under a microscope, and the one technician called the other one over there, and then they called the boss over there, and they were talking Hebrew a mile a minute there for a little bit, and they looked at me and they said, Mr. Wyatt, this human blood only has 24 chromosomes in it.
So it's not human blood.
Everybody else has 46. You see 23 from your mother, 23 from your father, 22 autosomes from your mother, 22 autosomes from your father. You get an X from your mother, you may get an X or a Y from your father, all right? This blood had 23 chromosomes.
Oh, because they're saying like, oh, Jesus didn't really have a father, so because of that, that would, if a person was somehow born, and they wouldn't even probably be born under this condition, but let's say someone somehow formed with half the chromosomes they are supposed to, they would be all kinds of messed up. You cannot be a living, breathing, walking around human being and have half the chromosomes that you need to live to be like what? You're missing like half the genetic information your body needs to make sure that you develop correctly.
From the mother's side, one Y chromosome only. You see, the child could not have developed if they hadn't had the autosomes from the mother. So all of his physical characteristics were determined by his mother's side of
What the fuck is that?
It's they're taking the trash bin. Did you hear what he said about the... Okay.
family, her autosomes. His maleness was determined by this one Y that came from the source, not a human male. Then...
Jesus is intersex and valid, we stan.
they said...
Okay, so the basically the essence of being something with only like half the chromosomes is called haploid. So we people, humans, are diploid. So that means that we have 2 copies of all of our chromosomes. There are some plants that are haploid. Gametes are the process of meiosis that makes gametes. You get some haploid cells. But okay, so basically there are a lot of things that can go wrong if you only have one copy of something. So a lot of childhood cancers happen because the child is born with one copy of a certain gene that's not working. And so that means that instead of being able to take, 2 hits of genetic mutation at this gene because they have 2 copies, they can only take 1 hit. And so if their cells make a mistake when they're dividing, and lose this one gene, then they don't have the backup. So then the cells can start becoming cancerous and becoming tumors and stuff. So that's how a lot of childhood cancers happen. So if you just were born with half of every single half of all the genetic material, you would be in a really bad spot.
But Jesus just used his God powers to cure the cancer he was constantly getting. Checkmate science.
Also, so there are some species that can reproduce asexually. So some lizards, the females can just produce other female lizards. There are male lizards, but that is basically just a function of evolution, so that there can be an expansion of the gene pool at some points. It's complex and really cool. But basically what those are they have all of the same DNA as the mother. So if Jesus, in theory, was some spontaneous, I wanted to say spontaneous combustion, but that doesn't work. Spontaneous something.
Spontaneous generation, like how they used to think flies develop from rotten meat.
Yeah.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
If he was that, he wouldn't have access to a Y chromosome, and I know that this fucking moron is saying that it was a non-human, like, Y chromosome that just somehow horizontally gene transferred itself into these cells of Jesus, which, no.
In fairness, I don't think he's a moron. I think he's a grifter. He's also claimed to find Noah's Ark, the Tower of Babel, like tons of... He's a huckster.
Well, yeah. I also think he's a moron.
Okay.
Because he could have done this a lot better. If he wasn't a moron, he could have explained this a lot better.
Sure. Cascadia says Jurassic Park was all about that process of changing sex.
Yeah, that was a little bit different. So
because they used frog DNA or something.
Yeah, but that's like a different system. So instead of like changing sex and having reproduction occur that way, this is like purely like asexual reproduction without the lizards like converting to a different sex. So there is like spontaneous fertilization that can occur in some species, where basically there's like a calcium surge and it causes the egg or whatever gamete in that species to like divide. This was actually mentioned and executed very poorly in an episode of House, where he like lied to these people saying that the baby was completely caused from the mother and it was a virgin birth. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going.
This blood is alive. And then they said, whose blood is this?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Nature is friggin' weird, dude. Takes drag.
Yeah. So, Cascadia 93, there, you said because frog DNA just fits into eroded dinosaur DNA somehow. So there are some interesting, like, studies that are happening right now of, like, ancient DNA, like, exploring ancient DNA from samples. And obviously these samples are eroded and, like, degraded and stuff. So basically what's going on is the researchers will look at all of the extant relatives of this species that has been extinct, and they'll kind of try and like extrapolate what is supposed to go in these eroded spots. So while it's not as simple as Jurassic Park tries to say it would be, it is something in theory that people are trying to do computationally. I don't really know if anyone...
But in Jurassic Park, they had that thing where they had a VR and they could move the DNA like this. So it was easy. That scene always makes me laugh. I want to know what they were doing with the... Ooh, look, a DNA strand. That sure is DNA.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism. There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Michael Crichton did his best way to bullshit his way around something. Emoji, did I love the look on Baja's face when Hannah makes stupid jokes? Or, sorry, such cute jokes. I guess I put in the stupid myself.
I said, it's the blood of your Messiah. And I assure you, those men's lives have changed. You're welcome.
That was bad.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Can I go make my pizza now?
Yeah, I didn't.
There's nothing funny
You
about
came
the
in here
tools of
voluntarily. What?
They sent a video specifically so that I would come and talk about it. Because they knew that it would aggravate me.
Thrash Mio says trying to go through DNA by hand would be like trying to go through your hard drive bit by bit. But they had VR. What don't you understand? They did this with it. So they did the science.
Okay, you can pull up a 3D model of DNA right now and drag it with your mouse. That does nothing.
Is there a picture of when they did that?
There's nothing funny about the
See,
tools
look.
of capitalism.
He's doing the science. He's got the gloves on, and he can spin the model of the DNA around. That's all you need.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Look at this dog and cat. Yep, that was on me. I knew the stupid DNA claims would infuriate. Cascadia 93. They had a badly animated DNA strand tell us it has to be true.
There's nothing funny about the tools of
I thought he
capitalism.
was cute.
Dino DNA.
Ooh, I will say, can you try searching for Jurassic Park embryo freezers, like the things that the dude has to go into and pull like the embryos out? Yeah, that kind of shit. Okay. So.
And he puts it in the fake Barbasol can.
Yeah. This is supposed to be like liquid nitrogen storage of embryos. So fun fact, the liquid that we store embryos in is, oh God, is it? It's, I think it's DMEM. I can't even remember. There's some things that are like there are a bunch of different types of media that are so closely named that sometimes I forget, and I haven't seen those bottles in 7 months. Go back up, I'm talking. Okay, so it's pink, and it wouldn't be yellow. They probably just did yellow because it looked cool. Click on this one. So people can't see what I'm pointing at, but move your mouse. Those little tubes, those tubes are actual cryogenic storage tubes. So at least the tubes are correct, but it's not really stored like that. It's not something that you can pull up like that, and it's not lit and stuff. What it is, ouch, is a huge round container that is about like waist high, and inside there is basically like 6 shelves, and they're all stainless steel shelves, and they have little slots in them about like this big that we put cardboard boxes in, and each of the cardboard boxes has like 100 little spots that you can stick these tubes in. And
Cardboard? That's not very cinematic.
no, it's not. And so what you have to do is you're like looking down at this tank, and all you can see is like 6 handles attached to the side of the tank, and you have to take the handle, push it out, and then pull it up, and try not burn yourself with liquid nitrogen. which you always wear personal protective equipment. And then you have to get all of the things out that you want before the rest of the things start to thaw. So, fun fact. Baja Blast, how can you know all of this if you haven't resurrected a dinosaur yourself? Checkmate, science woman. I mean, fair, but I frequently take embryos from mice, put them in, preservation liquid, and then put them in liquid nitrogen, and then re-thaw them and take out the embryo. So, I guess it's kind of like resurrecting an embryo that's been frozen.
Winchanter, but Baja, doesn't PPE violate your freedom?
No, and I've never met any scientist that thinks that PPE is violating the freedom, because you know what they get told? Sucks to fucking suck, either put it on or leave. Like, we have PPE that we have to wear specifically for all the things that we do. Like, I have specific PPE that I have to wear in our mouse room because you have to be, like, sterile, and you have to also protect yourself from the mice. And so they have, like, thicker gloves. I think that's an SDS page, Jill. So that is, like, separates proteins out. But it could also be something else. And then I have special PPE that I wear when I'm pulling shit out of liquid nitrogen, because I don't want to burn myself with liquid nitrogen. And then just around the lab PPE, which is, for our lab, it's just gloves, because we don't work with, harmful chemicals and stuff.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Resurrecting a dinosaur is just a bad idea. Okay. No, see, I disagree with that. If we could do that, why would that be a bad idea? The people in Jurassic Park are just really stupid.
It is a bad idea.
Why would that be a bad idea?
Why would it be a good idea? You have the burden of proof.
I didn't say it's a good idea. I just said it isn't a bad idea. I don't think it's a good or bad idea in a vacuum. I think it's a cool idea.
Okay, but this isn't in a vacuum.
I think it would be a good idea because we could learn about the ancient world if it were somehow theoretically possible, which I understand it is not. And we could learn about dinosaurs. It would just be a cool thing.
Okay, but we could do that without resurrecting dinosaurs. We could just...
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Get tissue. Like, we could take the DNA from dinosaurs, in theory. This is funsies. But we could take that DNA and we could, like, put it in some frog cells and then grow it in a dish and learn that way.
But what if you want to learn about, like, dinosaur behavioral patterns? What if you want to learn about, like... What do you mean, why? There are people... Why do you want to learn about genetics? There are people who spend their entire lives trying to learn about dinosaur behavior. Just because it's not the field you're in doesn't mean someone else doesn't care.
Find me someone who specializes in dinosaur behavior.
I'd imagine there are paleontologists that specify or specialize in trying to figure out what they think dinosaur behavior was.
Okay. I think it's a poor use of resources to, like, resurrect a dinosaur.
Why?
Because if something went wrong and they, like, got out, it could ruin the ecosystem.
You could say the same thing about literally any animal if you were able to somehow resurrect it.
Yes.
You're no fun. We got it. You know what? Invent dinosaurs, other scientists. Just so we can prove Baja wrong.
Funny about the tools of capitalism.
Well, I'm sorry that I can't provide for your needs.
I'm below the camera.
I don't care.
There's nothing
That's why they're dead, Hannah. No, they're dead because of an asteroid and climate change. As a furry or a scholar of dinosaur behavior. There are look at the footsteps and stuff, yeah. The ones that could be fun are the Ice Age creatures that we have full bodies of. Like, what if, let's say, we could resurrect like a species that human beings made extinct, the dodo bird, or there's like a specific, I think it's the Tasmanian tiger, and they've gone extinct in the last like 200 years. Would it not be morally right for human beings to correct what they have done by destroying an entire species?
Human beings obviously don't care because they still can't get their shit together to prevent.
That's not what I asked,
destruction.
though. Like, if we could do that, would it not be morally...
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay.
If we are the cause of an extinct species and it's been recent, I don't think that the ecosystem has evolved far enough that it would cause
What
problems.
about woolly mammoths? Where's the line here in terms of time frame?
I'd cut the line at like 200 years.
200 years.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Animals that died 201 years ago.
They
get
suck.
effed.
Yeah. But that's just my own personal opinion. Like, it's not based in science in any way.
Oh, no, it's not. By the way, someone says Hannah trying to out-science Baja. I would never try and out-science Baja. You know why? Because she's a scientist. I'm a jackass on the internet. It would be a pointless endeavor. I'm just having fun talking about this.
Me too.
There's nothing funny about the tools.
I still think if we could make dinosaurs, they should, because it's cool. Imagine how hot a planet would need to be to support reptiles that big. They weren't reptiles, I thought. I thought they basically determined that they were related to birds.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
They're raptors still. Birds are raptors.
Okay. Are birds aren't cold-blooded, though, are they?
But we don't know if
there's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
I'm pretty sure they think they weren't cold-blooded because they moved much more and expended much more energy than a cold-blooded species.
I don't know anything enough. For all I know, cold-blooded isn't actually a scientific term. Like, there aren't animals that are cold-blooded.
It just means that they don't produce their own heat, basically.
Yes.
Like a reptile today, like certain reptiles today, I should say.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Reptiles.
Okay.
Even though I had a lizard as a pet growing up.
Terraform Mars, put all the extinct species there, evolutionary free-for-all.
Oh, no.
That sounds good.
Oh, no, I didn't know that anyone could see my feet. Fuck you guys.
Welcome to Baja Blast's wiki feet page.
No, fuck off. That's a violation. That's a violation. I won't be on stream anymore.
But if we resurrect dinosaurs, we can have literal dino nuggets. Yeah, I'd try that.
Ugh.
It probably tastes like chicken. Like delicious 500 million year old chicken. Dinosaurs were warm-blooded. Okay, cool. Megalodon and Gigantosaurus or Gigantosaurus would win in that scenario. Anyway.
Hello, everybody!
So when you move out for a while, are you gonna call Hannah to complain about pseudoscience on stream? Probably not. I'll probably be in the lab at that point, and we can't have our phones. I don't know. I don't know all the rules, but I know that we have to keep our phones in like plastic bags because of COVID and stuff. So.
I'm addicted with 10 bits. Imagine millions of dollars in funding ending in the words, Mr. Bezos, here is your roast dodo.
I friended a fundamentalist Christian on Facebook because I wanted to fight.
Oh God. Oh no. No. Being weird isn't funny. Don't just be weird.
I'm ready to commit murder. Thank you for the laugh, Stan. Now, she called me the Antichrist. And as soon as she said that, I wanted to kiss her stupid fucking lemon face. Because I have a viable method to promote world peace. Woo! I guess I'm the only—
Like, the material itself in terms of, like, an open mic night is okay. It's just the delivery that's insufferable. Like, if she went up there and was, like, a normal person and was like, so, I friended a fundamentalist Christian on Facebook. Pause for laughter. Hopefully there's laughter. And then get along. Yeah, like, the punchline of, I'm glad she called me the Antichrist because at least I have a chance at causing world peace or whatever. Like, okay, it's not the best joke ever, but it's a joke. Like, it's funny enough for an open mic night somewhere. The performance is just insufferable. If you're gonna do cringe, just play Suburban Nights? No, because we don't have time to watch the whole thing. Save that for later in the week.
The only one excited about that. All right. Well, check this scheißen out. Okay? All right, here's how I know she's right. That I'm the Antichrist. Okay? So, the Antichrist is supposed to come out of the blue. Nobody knows who they are. And they have a viable method to promote world peace, and they're an atheist. Boom! Got all that scheißen down.
Oh, this hurts.
Hey,
How long does this one go on for?
What else?
Oh, it's almost over.
My middle and last initials are A and C. Oh, what am I gonna do? Yeah.
I hope she learned to tone it down, because, like, she could probably do a set that made people laugh with her instead of at her. Is the thing still on for tonight? Yeah, around 7:30 or 8. I think it's supposed to start.
Whatchamacallit?
Ooh, stand-up cringe. Bad stand-up starts to insult the crowd when they don't laugh. This can either go really bad or really poorly. Like, someone like Bill Burr could probably pull this off, and I'm not even a big fan of Bill Burr. I'm kind of over the whole, like, I'm old and misanthropic. Rah. Like, I don't find that funny. But, like, when he does crowd work, it can be relatively amusing, right? Like, but it's not a bet that I think usually pays off when you start insulting the audience.
Everyone remembers their parents, what they used to do to them when they were little kids, right? When they were little kids, they used to do bad things. Remember what your parents used to do, right? My mom would be like, I'm gonna get the fucking belt, right? And when we were kids, we were always rebels, right? We always said, I always tried to mock my mother. I'm like, I'm gonna get the fucking belt, and right? And she'd go get it, and I'd fucking jolt right away. I'm jolting. And when you were a kid, you always thought that you can outrun your parents, too. Wasn't that the fact, too? But you quickly figured out that you could not outrun your parents. So I'm running faster than the black man with a stolen VCR, right? And she turns into a cowboy, and her belt is her whip. She's right away. This is where you give up. This is where you give up. So you start saying, I'm not gonna put the dog in the dryer again, I promise. She's dragging me off like chainsaw with my legs in the back. Oh man, everyone knows what the parents do. Come on, dickheads. Get him! What the fuck are you saying? Hey, gay! Hey. No, seriously.
So you can't understand gay people?
No, I don't. I seriously don't. Because what makes you, like, let's say for a gay guy, what makes you say, oh, I just want to suck a cock? Yep. Seriously, what makes you get, oh, huh?
I like to suck cock.
What? How does that signify that you're gay? You're not.
I don't know. You just said, how do you like to suck cock?
I'm saying if you were a guy, you have to pay attention to dumb fucking blonde.
But didn't we clarify during my stand-up that I'm not natural blonde?
Whatever, you're fucking blonde. It doesn't matter.
No,
Look at you, you're blonde, you're dumbass. That's it. Blonde dumbass. And thank you for reminding me. I met a girl one time, and I asked her what her name was, and she said Dolphin. Okay? She said dog. Wait, you said I met a girl? Look at my fucking bicep! You think I can't meet a girl? Hey! Oh my god. Anyway, before I snap and start throwing stools all over the place, I'm gonna leave. Thanks. That's nice.
That's making it seem like Villy was relentlessly pursuing
It's
you.
defensive about her relationship with the 13-year-old. Why are you even calling that a relationship? That's not a relationship. That's you assaulting a child.
You were the adult.
You can say that.
I am saying that.
I was by age. I was by age.
And by
yeah,
maturity.
that's the thing that matters.
You maybe.
You were a teacher, Mary. You can't say I was immature.
But you don't know him.
No, but I don't need to know him in this discussion. He's the child.
Who was
I'm
the
talking
boss?
about you.
Who was the boss?
What was his name?
Who was the boss?
What?
Who was the boss back
You know,
then?
there was me pursuing you. But...
Who was the boss back then?
Yeah, it really sounds like he's the boss. Jesus Christ.
This is ridiculous.
No,
This
who
is
was?
ridiculous.
Who was? Just say.
Just say.
Who was the boss?
All I knew was what I knew back then.
But who was the boss?
He was 13, Mary.
But who was the boss?
This is getting weird.
Who was the boss? Who?
I'm pursuing the relationship.
Who was the boss?
Well, I was the pursuer.
Yes.
Mary, even as you're
But-
hearing this now, come on, he was 13.
Doesn't
Devious Chilster with 50 bits. Okay, even if the child was the boss somehow, that just makes you're still a child predator. Yep.
matter.
It absolutely matters.
Oh well, flaw me.
You should be in prison, lady. What is wrong with you?
Flaw me as an
adult?
Yes, flaw me. I did the
Yeah.
best I could.
I mean,
Flaw me, character flaw. Ooh.
Hey.
That was gross.
Hi there. You guys look absolutely adorable together. Thank you. You're welcome. I didn't make you adorable though, I just noticed it. I should thank you for adding to the, I don't know, ambiance, scenery of New York City. I'm Todd.
We're in the middle of a conversation, actually.
Okay. I'm still Todd.
Okay. Nice to meet you.
So polite, so kind. I'm sorry. I just I'm not used to people not being nice to me. I don't know how to deal with it.
Go away.
I just wanted to meet
Sorry,
you
we
guys.
just don't really know what to say, but we appreciate it.
Who are you
So,
guys? I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I'm like, who are you guys?
We're three friends. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Are you like students? Do you work? Are you nice people? Do you? I mean, I don't even know.
Work.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I think we got off on the wrong foot.
I think we're having a conversation, and we'd like to keep having a conversation, if you don't mind. I'm just
That's cool, go ahead.
visiting, and I want to see. Yeah, we haven't seen each other in a long time. So
It's been
2 years.
Really? It's funny. I've been alive for 31 years. I have not yet to meet any of you. That's why it's so important to me that I meet you right now. Because it's been so long, and I haven't seen any of you, and I just missed you. My entire life. It's been really tough. I've had a really rough life.
I believe that, but
Take
there's
the
a lot
hint,
of like
about to
second
throw your
placers and
laptop.
but there's a lot of.
Oh god, this goes on for like,
Like,
what-
2
like,
more
what was that?
minutes.
I know what it means, but it means that
There's probably a lot of other people you haven't
there's
met
a lot of
also.
people that you haven't met.
No, I know, but you guys are like the cutest that are here that I haven't met. I just wanted to say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Mostly, I just actually wanted to meet you. You have a very feisty, adorable look about you.
Well, I appreciate it, but if
You're
you don't
welcome.
mind.
How do you guys all know each other?
I'm sorry, but we really.
Why is someone taping this? Either he's been doing this longer than they were filming, or he's trying to be some kind of pickup artist, and he's having someone film it for like his stupid website or something.
I'm really not trying to be like rude in any way.
No,
I'm really not.
We know you're not trying to be rude, but we were just trying to talk. So.
I know.
Sorry.
I understand.
Apparently
Urgent
you don't
conversation.
understand.
It's like a
You
911
continue to
kind of
be here.
situation.
Exactly.
If this doesn't happen, like the fate of the free world might fall under a bus.
Exactly.
Damn, you guys are really important. Now I feel like I really have to meet you.
Oh, fuck off.
Maybe next time.
I don't think that's gonna happen, unfortunately. It's just sad. I'm really depressed now. See, I actually just got up the courage to like talk to girls. I was talking to my therapist for a long time. You guys are the first girls I talked to.
Dude,
And now it'll be like years till I get up the courage to talk to girls anymore. I can't believe you did that to me. It's so mean. What were you guys talking about? What's like literally, what's a conversation that's so important? I just want to know. I'll leave. I really will leave. I'm just curious.
I don't even remember anymore.
I don't remember.
Let's go. In that case, hi, I'm Todd. Nice to meet you.
Oh God, Todd.
I don't mean to be an ass, but seriously, I just want to meet you.
I don't
guys.
need to be an
Is that
ass
so
while
bad?
you're being one.
Is it so bad to be a hopeless romantic and meet 3 girls and just want to meet them? You hate me right now, but you can't.
I would really appreciate if you could just let us have to return to our conversation.
I'm so hurt. Just tell me I'm ugly. Like, tell me I'm ugly and awful and you want me to leave. Just tell me that.
We're like running short on time. We haven't seen each other in a long time. She's leaving town tomorrow. We really just would you mind like.
It's fine.
Nothing
It's just messing with like I don't get it.
Okay, well we
It
don't
doesn't
get
register.
it. We
for
don't
me.
get it either. So
Take it easy.
sorry.
Take care, guys. Bye now.
Busted this perv trying to secretly film kids at the park. This was his third walkthrough, so I already knew what he looked like and what direction he was coming from. Can I banish that kid to the Shadow Realm? Yikes. Are they gonna confront him?
Surely will. Come on, let's go and find out what the answer to that question will be. Just as we're walking, Mario is actually just around the corner. He's been brought downstairs from a fake meeting to fix a broken piece of machinery. He has absolutely no idea what's going on at the moment. Emma, why do you think it is that Mario hasn't done this before now?
He's been doing DI project work, and the house has become more priority than.
Oh, I think I've seen this. I think she proposes to her boyfriend, and he says yes, but it really seems like he doesn't want to say yes.
Give me a hug. It'll be all right. Next time I see you, you'll be engaged. Come on. I'm just gonna let them get on with it.
Mario?
Hello.
Hello. Mario. Mario, I've been with you for 7 years.
Oh no. Oh, if they've been and hey, you don't have to get married. I'm not saying that. People, but like by the time you're in a relationship for 7 years, presumably you've had a discussion about whether or not you want to get married, right? But like if you're in a relationship for 7 years and like you think marriage is something that you're going to do, but they haven't proposed yet, maybe it's just because they don't want to get married to you. I don't know. It just seems a little suspect to me.
You're the best thing that's happened to me in the past 7 years, and I've asked you along here today and some of your work. Colleagues to ask if you will marry me.
Oh God. Yeah.
There's nothing funny about the
He
tools
seems
of
so
capitalism.
enthused. Dom Danae? Dom, yo, Dom, no, I don't know what that means.
I can cue the music and give these two a little bit of a moment. Very, very emotional of that. Emma, you just get yourself together for a second, my darling. That was well done, and Mario, you had no clue, did you?
No, I didn't know.
Now, let's be honest, we've all been on this, and as you can see, all your mates and colleagues in the factory have been in on the surprise this morning.
This is one of the reasons I don't think it's fair to, like, ask people... Like, I guess unless it's a situation where you've discussed it, and I mean, if you're in a relationship long enough, I mean, it makes sense to have the conversation and know the other person's expectations in terms of if you want to get married, how long they think they should be together before that's a question that gets asked. You should probably basically know what the answer is going to be prior to even asking. But like asking in front of cameras or in a very public place is just putting someone on the spot. And unless that's something you've already discussed with that person and that's something that they're into, I'd probably say don't risk that. That's not cool.
How are you feeling? It's a very old question, but how are you feeling right at this moment?
Well, I'm fine. Bit of a
He immediately broke up with her. Oh, God. Is that true? Was there like a story behind that? Okay, that's from something. Hold on. Let me see if the comments have any information on it. I can probably find an article. She proposed on camera after 7 years. That sounds like a article someone might. 7:30 is D&D? Yeah, I think so. Oh yeah, the streamer proposes after he gets an award and the girlfriend just walks away. I've seen this one. Oh no, she just walks. Yep. That'll do it.
Nou, gelukkig heb ik jullie nog.
I don't want to watch this today. Maybe we'll talk about it tomorrow for Chud Watch. But yeah, apparently ICE accused of running human experiments on migrants. Boy, where have we heard this before? Cut to Marty McFly saying, I've seen this one.
Job, really. She's a little bugger, she is.
Well, I think we can just about get away with that on Breakfast TV this morning. Now, listen, what did you think when you came in the work this morning? Did you smell a rat at all? We had you up in that health and safety lecture. That was all for your benefit.
Kill this lot.
Was it boring up there?
No, it's fine, actually.
What we all want to know, because we've all been taking part in your story all morning, it's taken you 7 years.
MST3K Fan 77, thanks for gifting a sub.
Not sure, really.
Well, Emma, let's go back to you. You're obviously feeling a little bit calmed down after that. Shall we come and meet some of your friends at the factory, Mario and Walker? We've got some lovely violins over the back. Let's walk forward into the factory, because we've got loads of them here. Have you calmed down a bit now?
I have, yes.
It must have been
I've been nervous all morning.
House, or you've got a party going on, you need the kids to stay occupied. That'll make this a lot more
That's
interesting.
how I had to watch incest porn.
What?
Yeah.
Is this Jeremy's alter ego?
Yeah, turn the sound down. Then it's just porn.
I'm so confused. Okay. Or if you're on an airplane and you need to occupy your kid, let them watch it on an iPad or whatever.
Allow me 3 minutes of your time if you don't mind. All right, I'm not here to offend anyone. I'm here to give you hope. My name is Philip Blair. I'm from the United States. I want to talk to you about where you're going in life, right? We're all rushing through life. We're all on a train. We're all going somewhere. I want to ask you.
On public transportation, the rules are shut up, sit down if you can. If someone's injured or pregnant or whatever, you should probably give them your seat. And shut up. Those are the rules. No one wants to hear your speech. No one wants to get involved in your piece of performance art. They want to take the train where they're going.
What is the purpose of your life? Are you living to work and working to live? I know what it's like to strive on the corporate ladder, okay? But I have left everything and I've been to over 28 countries in the last 2 years to share the gospel of Jesus Christ.
Oh no! It's like a religious thing too. Oh God. Why do people have no shame Just leave people alone. You're not gonna change someone's religion on the subway or wherever this is, or the bus. No one wants to hear it. Get an iPod or something and shut your mouth.
And I'm not trying to talk to you about religion. I'm here to talk to you so that you might have hope for tomorrow and every day that follows. Because many of you are hurting and you're going to the wrong places. We care more about saving the whales than we care about saving our unborn children. We care about how deep our...
Thank you.
Nope, I'm not gonna stop because I love you that much, okay? We have to return to living in a moral way. Our children
we do not have
are
to
going
return
up.
anyway, thank
our
you.
children are
you have
growing
no
up.
more right than anyone else on this bus. Just shut up.
No.
Yeah, shut up.
No. The 3 minutes of your time, all right? 3 minutes of your time. I love you. And I want you to know that there is peace found in Jesus Christ. That He can save.
You literally just said you weren't going to talk about religion. And here you are, talking about it.
You from any situation, and He can deliver you from anxiety, fear,
Oh,
worry,
mate, if you ask for our time, we have the right to say no. We're not giving it to you.
So it's all to do with
Why are you so triggered, my friend?
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
What? Why don't you like me harassing you on public transport? Because you're a captive audience. Yeah, shut your mouth. Thrash me with 10 bits. Someone should find him after he's had a rough day at work and tell him God doesn't exist. I'm sure he'd take that very well and not at all be annoyed that someone is basically proselytizing their beliefs to him unprovoked.
Why won't you just shut up?
Because I love you that much. There's power in the name of Jesus to change your life.
I wonder how many people got off at this stop even though it wasn't their stop, just so they could get on a different train or bus or whatever this is.
I care about you, that's why I'm telling you the truth. But you have one more stop and
it's a train.
I'm leaving.
Oh, thank
all right?
God.
Oh, thank God. We're going to one day stand before God. We're going to account for everything
You
we've
are,
done.
mate. That's fine.
No,
That's
when
all
you
good.
die, you're not going to cease to exist.
Yeah, that's right.
And he's
that's
gonna
exactly
bring-
right. Now,
that's-
I'm not forcing my opinion on everyone in this train.
Sure you do.
So why don't you just take your opinion and keep it to
It's
yourself?
not an opinion, it's the truth.
Yeah, that's usually how people feel about their opinions. That's why they're opinions.
It's your truth. Okay?
So do you think truth is allowing our children to make their own decisions at 5, 6, 7 years old? Do you think
Where did that come from? Did I mention children?
These are the
All I said
societal
was, can you
issues that
shut
we're
up?
facing. Why are you so angry?
It's
It's not an opinion. I care about you, my friend. I care about you.
apparently not about our opinions, because we'd like you to shut up.
Justice in society would mean they force him off
Jesus
the
Christ is
bus.
the way
That
to
Australian
the
man
light.
is my hero.
That's it. There is no other way to God. It's not about religion. It's about a relationship with the creator of heaven and earth.
That's a religion. That's a religion. That's my least favorite thing. Again, I've talked about it before. If someone's religious, that's fine. I don't care. None of my business. I'm happy that it makes them happy. As long as they're not using it to hurt other people. Same with any other belief. Great. But, like, when Christians, or anyone, I guess, if they have a different thing but a similar spin, they're like, Christianity isn't a religion. It's a relationship with the creator of the universe. That's a religion, bud. That's a religion. Like, I know you don't want to frame it that way, but, like, that's a religion.
Created you and yet you rebel against him. You run because the pleasures of this life and the taste of sin is too great. All he wants you to do is love him. He doesn't want you to do anything else except love him and have a relationship
All
with
I
him.
want you
That's
to do
it.
is shut up. Pay any attention to the people who are asking you to keep your opinion to yourself.
Because I care about your soul. One day you're going to die and
Man,
you're
you're
stand
not
before
listening.
God. I
It's
am
great
listening.
that you care,
I love
but
you.
I don't want you to tell me this shit, okay? I don't care if you love me. I don't know you.
I know that. But true love loves freely. It doesn't have to be returned. Right? You're angry. I'm not angry.
You sound angry.
I am not. I'm angry that you're so
I'm
desensitized
not
to the evil around you. That your children are suffering and you don't care. All you care about is making more money. All you
Ugh, ridiculous. I'm gonna save this for Chud Watch tomorrow. This person saying trap is not a slur. Yes, it is.
I'd rather die than turn to the dark side.
So. It would be a polycule too. Jesus, his dad, and the Holy Spirit, and then me. Orgy. Oh, God. Tucker White 94 with a bit. If you replace God, Yahweh, Jehovah with Bill from Oklahoma, would anyone still doubt what an abusive a-hole God is?
Be it. Jedi.
What's he doing here?
Oh, yeah. The Emperor's back. From the dead, I guess. And, maybe part robot?
Pretty neat, right?
What happened to forget the past, kill it if you must?
So here's the thing. The last few times we fought, too many fan favorites, my dad and uncle, were killed. And it pissed off a lot of people, like a ton. So they figured if we bring back the Emperor, we'd help smooth things over with the
It's Kylo Doomcock.
Just kind of feels cheap to bring back characters from the past just for nostalgia's sake.
Hello, hello, hello. What do we have here?
Damn it.
Oh, come on, it's Lando. Everyone loves Lando.
This doesn't feel sad and desperate to you?
Sad and desperate? It's not like we brought back Darth Maul.
What's that?
We brought back Darth Maul.
Okay, that's it. No more characters from the past. This is Star Wars, damn it. We're supposed to have this huge universe with a history that takes place over thousands of years, but we keep focusing on the same 12 characters over a 2-week period.
Oh, hello there.
Obi-Wan, seriously? Didn't they make like 3 prequels about you? Haven't you been in enough?
Oh, good God, no. Daddy wants another taste. And hey, they're also giving TV shows to a couple of folks who need no introduction.
You don't know their names, do you?
Sure I do. This is Cal something. And, cool C-3PO. Oh, hey, look, Boba Fett is getting his own show, too.
I'm not Boba Fett, I'm the Mandalorian.
Okay, whatever you say, Boba Fett.
This is ridiculous. Why can't you just move on so we can go off on new adventures with new characters? Why can't you all just stay dead?
Ray, you're right. I don't want to live in the past, and I certainly don't want to cosplay as my grandpa. But we know they'll never accept us. They just want to live in the past, which means we have no future.
There's only one thing left to do.
You know what? Maybe they're right. Maybe it's time for us to move on and give the new generation a chance.
Hey, look! It's Baby Yoda! Hey, this is Mike from Lowbrow, and thanks for watching our video.
Funny. This person has a video that's worst games I've played in. 2. I guess he had a part 1.
In playing D&D for as many sessions as I've had, I've collected my fair share of bad D&D stories.
Din Djarin is greater than Boba Fett. Who's Din Djarin? Din Djarin. Din Djarin, commonly known as the Mandalorian. Oh, is that the name of the Mandalorian? I don't even know the Mandalorian's name. Oh, Din Djarin greater than Boba Fett. Yeah, he's the Mandalorian. I like the Mandalorian a lot, but I didn't even remember his real name, so. I think part of that has to do with the fact that the Mandalorian actually has done things, and like, Boba Fett's entire thing is people just like him because he was the action figure they had as a kid.
Stories. This one in particular was my top RPG horror story.
Is that really Yoda? No, it's not actually Baby Yoda. It's a baby that's the species of Yoda that appears in The Mandalorian. Basically, The Mandalorian in the first episode... Spoilers for The Mandalorian, first episode. I'm not going to spoil the whole series, but, like... you should definitely watch The Mandalorian if you like Star Wars, by the way. The Mandalorian bounty hunter gets hired to kill someone who's 50 years old, or something like that. Gets there, turns out it's a baby Yoda. It's not literally Yoda, it's just we don't know the species name of Yoda. So it's just like this baby, and he's like, I thought they were 50 years old. And they're like, well, they age slower, so it's a baby, but it's a 50-year-old baby. And then instead of killing the baby, he basically kills everyone else in order to protect Baby Yoda. And then the rest of the show is trying to, like, find a place to keep the baby safe. Baby Yoda's a meme, but I do actually like Baby Yoda. Like, The Mandalorian's a good show. It's entertaining.
Hands down. Whenever a conversation would come about awkward D&D sessions, I go, guys, you gotta hear this. And this was my go-to ace in the whole session. Which, why have I not told it yet? So, settle in. I had an old 4th edition Dungeons & Dragons group that I played with for a while when I first got into the hobby. One of the DMs had invited me to play in a special Dungeons & Dragons game. When I asked what exactly made this game special, he explained. Our DM was interested in getting together what he called an all-star D&D group together. He wanted to have a more cinematic game experience. He didn't want to spend an entire session walking to a town, spending 1 hour role-playing, 6 hours fighting, the players just not
to read my message and you refuse to.
Correct.
Why?
Because it's very self-serving and self-filleting if I read messages that are you just flattering me.
remembering their abilities. He looked at me and said, "Hey Ben, I'm making a responsible game for responsible people, and you look like you're a guy who's got all his shit together, and who doesn't forget his spells, and takes it most seriously serious, and someone who comes with character concepts that are not super lame, and doesn't talk out of character, and is super smart, big brain having person." And these are...
Is Quran Reloaded dead? Yeah, pretty much.
Very true things that he said to me. And if you've seen my other videos, you can confirm that these are all factual statements that are not incorrect or wrong in any way, shape, or form. Basically, joking aside, he was inviting me to a game of D&D that was trying to be more serious. Surprisingly, I was one of the more serious people playing at the time. Our table was kind of a goofball group. We made jokes, we talked shit. I at least paid attention during his info and lore dumps. I couldn't remember any of it, but at least I tried. When we would have super long combat sessions, people would often tune out and need an update on what was going on. And I get it, I really do. I think anyone who's been playing D&D for any length of time knows that, well, you want to have this Lord of the Rings experience. You usually end up at the Shire with players debating about gardening for 3 sessions, with the DM trying to get somewhere, but it keeps getting undercut by people talking out of character and everyone becoming distracted by minor things. And whenever you watch a movie, the characters are like, "Wait, I got a plan," and then it cuts to some high-octane chase scene. You don't watch a movie where you have the characters debating for an hour before nothing happening. Plus, we were a group of 7 people. He wanted to try DMing for a smaller table. So I said, okay, that sounds like fun. I'm in. We were told not to bring our own characters because he wanted to make our characters in session 0. The day of the game, I show up, and there's 2 people
Watch the trailer for Mandalorian Season 2. I'd rather not, because then Star Wars is going to take my ad revenue when I put this on YouTube.
that I haven't met before. One is a new player, and the other is his girlfriend. I started talking to them, asking, "Oh, you guys play D&D?" The new player goes, "What's D&D? I was just invited to play a game." Turns out, the DM was trying to surprise him, so he explained nothing about what he had planned for today. There's supposed to be another...
That's the worst idea in the history of ideas related to D&D. Oh my god.
Their new player, but he hasn't shown up, and he's not going to come, because he had to bail at the last minute. We asked the girlfriend, "Hey, do you want to play?" She shrugged. "Maybe?" The DM butted in, "She has to play." The DM explained that in D&D, there are 4 roles: leader, defender, striker, and controller.
Oh my god.
He suspects that the reason we've been having so much of a problem in the other game is that we've doubled up. We've got duplicates of each one. In order to fix this, we're just going to have 1 of each of the 4 player roles.
Oh my god, this sounds terrible. If you can't balance your combat, scenarios for the type of characters you have, why are you even DMing? My god, things aren't gonna work all the time. Things are gonna get unexpected. It's a tabletop game. That's fine. Shoehorning people into specific roles because it'll make your work easier as the DM just tells me you're too lazy to be a DM.
4 players, 4 roles. Oh, no. I know where this is going.
I've never played 4E, so I don't know anything about it.
Usually with me as a player, I usually don't like going into games where people are like, oh, come on Wednesday and we need you to bring a cleric or bring this specific class. The reason I don't necessarily like that is usually because they aren't just asking me to play the class. They're asking me to play it in a very specific way. Really, when they say, come on Thursday and bring a cleric, what they mean is, we need a healer. You know, we need you to outfit your character so he has healing capabilities. Or if they're like, bring a rogue on this thing. They want me to find traps. They want me to sneak. They want me to steal stuff. And so whenever people are asking me to make a specific character, they're usually asking that because they want me to play it in a very specific way, and I lose that freedom. So already, I can kind of tell where this is going. We sit down. Because these are new players, the DM has to explain D&D to them. So he starts going through the general introduction of D&D as a role-playing game. Each player assumes a persona, one of the characters, blah, blah, blah. And then eventually we get to the character creation. The DM pulls out a stack of blank character sheets and pencils. And I immediately panic and pipe up. Wait a second. We're making characters? By hand? Yep. We've got some new players here. Do you really think that's a good idea? Maybe you want to do pre-gens? Or, hey, why don't we use that online character creator, huh? Just to explain, in 4th edition, there was an online program which you could use to make your character for you. Unlike D&D Beyond, where you have to pay for each book you use, this program was a $7 per month thing. But it had every single book and every supplement, and there was a lot of options. It was nice to have everything in one place between Player's Handbook 1, 2, 3, the World Books, all the Dragon Magazine options. It was great for new players and even veterans because as you were making your character, it would tell you what you were qualified for and what you weren't. If there was an error or something, it would prompt you, hey, you changed your class. You can't use this weapon anymore. So that's why I had to ask, why are we not using the character builder? Because they need to learn how to play D&D the right way.
Oh, God.
He handed them a pencil and a blank character sheet. The problem with our old group, he felt, was that his players would just go online, pick powers at random, print off their character sheet, and use their powers willy-nilly.
4E sheets are very complicated. Hold on. D&D 4E character sheet. Let me look compared to what a 5E sheet looks like. Oh, no. Okay. All right. So we have... Can I get closer? Hold on. Okay, so we still have speed. We have initiative. I need to look something. Zoom in or something. Okay, so we have speed and initiative. We still have ability scores. What is that? Check. Modify. Oh, God. Yeah, I don't like how this looks as compared to 5e. Oh, no. Okay. Defense AC. Defense fortification. Will. I don't even know what that means. I've only played 5e. That sounds awful, though.
His players, he suspected, weren't really digging into the meat of how their abilities work. He argued that if they at least
fortitude, reflex, and willpower
took the time to write everything down, you'd at least know what's going on it. You're not going to have this situation where someone picks a doppelganger as their race, and then 4 sessions in, finally reads the ability and goes, wait a second, I can change into other people? How long have I had this? That person was me, and I feel really bad about it. In 4e, writing a character sheet by hand was particularly troublesome because so much of combat relies on these powers, which often have secondary effects. So he asks us, which player is going to be which role? We already know there's 4 players for 4 roles. We can't double up. I decide to pick last. The new player picks striker, the girlfriend picks defender, my friend picks leader, and I pick controller. We then each pick a class. The striker role picks the rogue class. Our defender role picks the fighter class. Our leader class picks the war priest. And I, as the controller, pick the wizard class. We then went on to character race. The DM explains to our fighter, fighters have to have high strength and constitution, so you could pick a dragonborn, dwarf, or human. Or one of the other ones.
That's not cool, man. No. Like, it could be fun to play a character that from the outset isn't a race that is great at the things you should be good at. Like, that could be fun for roleplay. Like, imagine you're like an orc who is trying to be a sneaky rogue. Like, that can be fun. Like, their stats might not be tailored for that, but that could be a fun part of the character. And then over the course of the game, they get better at the things, and then they become really good, even though that's not something that's stereotypically considered good for their race. Like, it's so ridiculous to me to try and, like, shoehorn people into these specific paths. Keirthin with 100 bits. My group tried to run a classic D&D game, and it was an absolute dumpster fire.
Pipe in. There's a whole set of races you could play as. The DM shook his head. No, we're not having mismatched class races. We made this mistake once before. We're not making it again.
Oh, this DM's awful. I hate him already.
Because this is going south so quickly, I keep offering some suggestions, but they keep getting shot down. I'm saying stuff like, why don't we use pre-gens? Or let them pick whatever they want. Or use character building program. Or just skip over this section. But it's not working. Have you ever gotten so embarrassed that you just wanted to blend in with the wall and fade away? That's me right now. I'm sitting on the couch, and every time we get farther into character creation, I notice that the new players are getting more and more frustrated, and I'm sinking a little bit lower and lower into the cushions, getting more embarrassed as this goes on. Because the new players, obviously, to me, aren't having fun getting told what to do. The DM would be like, okay, time to figure out stats. You can have this number, this number, this number. There are lots of different options you can have, and you can adjust your stats however you want. But since you're a fighter, your primary stats are strength, and your secondary stat is constitution. So you want a 17 or 18 in your primary, and 17 or 16 in your secondary. Once they make their choices, we have the long, arduous task of filling in all the boxes. Reflex, willpower, attacks, picking powers, armor, gold. I can tell the players are not having fun. They go over all the options just for the other two to tell them which choice is actually the best one. The DM thinks he's being helpful, which he is, but it's also not that much fun. Although, let's be frank, character creation's not much fun when you're a new player. While the new players were talking, I remember one of them said something like, wow, in D&D there's all these different choices to make, but like, they kind of don't all matter that much, and it's a lot of paperwork to do before you actually play the game. Also, the girlfriend, she's not a native English speaker. I can't remember how long she'd been learning English, but I do remember that she was quiet and kept having to get things translated by her boyfriend, and she seemed really, really lost, and I don't know if I can help her, because she doesn't recognize a lot of English words like constitution, reflexes, armor class. Finally, after 4 hours of tutorials and character creation, our characters are set up. The DM is totally happy with our characters. I'm playing as a child wizard named Kevin. Our other veteran is a Tempest War Priest and a noble. Our Dragonborn fighter is big. And our halfling rogue is a rogue that is a halfling. That's all I can remember about them. We start off and get into a fight. There's some role-playing going on, but it's just between me, the DM, and the cleric. The two new players are just watching us with this what's the fuck look on their faces. I know I, as the character, should be trying to include them more in the dialogue, but that would require me to make eye contact with them. I'm so embarrassed. I just can't. Besides, after what we put them through, if they want to sit out, I'm fine with that. During the roleplay, I ended up doing a little skit. My character got stabbed, and it led to this overly dramatic thing where Kevin just burst into tears. He thought he was going to die. The pain was horrible. The cleric healed him, but he continued to whine about it. The DM explained to the new players, D&D is, at its core, a storytelling game. You need to not worry about the numbers, stats, damage, Actually, I prefer not to use the term role-playing. It's a bit misleading. Really, it's acting. You are actors, trying to convey the emotional highs and lows, and focusing on the story is the most important part. After the session was over, with 30 minutes of play, the DM started giving us pointers. Fighter, really, you should think about using a voice. Try going a bit more deep. You're a dragonborn for crying out loud. Cleric, you are a noble. Try being a bit more respectful, a bit more refined, I guess you could say. And Ben, the bit you did with Kevin where he was crying, like it was okay, but you gotta tone it down a bit, like it lasted too long. He's a bit too innocent, don't you think? After that was done, we finally finished up the session. 4 hours, making characters, 30 minutes, playing. The DM ended it. Okay, we'll be finishing it up here. See you guys next week. The 2 new players got in their car, left, and the saddest part is I never saw them again.
Backseat
that
player.
was the first and last time I ever met with them. And the one thing I regret is I never got to tell them how very sorry I was about how that game went down. I had found out afterwards that our DM wasn't happy with the way our regular group had been running. He felt that we were playing our characters too suboptimal, and that's why the fights were taking an ungodly—
Oh my god, you don't need to— every person is not gonna min-max. They're not gonna make sure that they have the optimal whatever. And the funny thing is, according to what he's talking about the DM's even saying, like, this is a storytelling game, which, yeah, I think especially stuff like 5e involves creating characters and exploring those characters while also having the fun strategy stuff on top of that. But, like, if all you're gonna do is be like, oh, I'm a human fighter, or I'm an orcish barbarian, like, that's boring. I'm not saying you can't do those things and have interesting backstories, but you're already shoehorning them so hard into specific roles that are, like, stereotypical D&D. It's like, what? Frustrating.
length of time, which is why he was interested in playing D&D the way it was intended, the way it was represented in the book, with 4 roles, 1 character from each role, at the appropriate levels, with the appropriate class and race. But part of the difficulty comes down to mathematics. Like, the enemy has 200 hit points, and the players can dish out only about 20 points of damage in a round, excluding missed attacks. That fight is gonna take 10 rounds, no matter how much you slice it. I've kind of wanted to make 4E stories for a while, but I couldn't really make a video on some of those earlier games and always decide against it, because what would I do? A lot of them were just flat boring. It's easy to make fun of bad, but boring's a lot tougher. What kind of video would I make? After all, if I were to make that video, it would just be me on the screen going, we fought goblins for 8 hours, and then cutting the video. Right there.
Let me do, like, one more video from this guy, and then I'm probably gonna go get ready for D&D. Sorry, it's a little shorter and certainly less structured of a video today, but... Players lose the final fight. Everyone has to die now. Derailed my entire tabletop campaign.
There's nothing funny about the tools of capitalism.
Absurd. Wait, which one? This one?
It's not every day that you get to play a high-tier 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons character. So when one of our friends offered to run a one-shot game for a birthday and asked us all to make 14th level of characters...
See, we've been doing the current game we've been playing for 3 years now. And our characters are level 17. So...
We're all pretty excited. Originally, I had wanted to make a high-level spellslinger who get those powerful magics that let you warp reality. But then I had another character concept pop into my head. One that I knew that if I didn't play now, I probably wouldn't get a chance.
The Mannequin says, I played a human fighter once that thought took the actor feat and spec'd everything into charisma-based things because her backstory was she really wanted to be a wizard, so she constantly took the credit of other magic users in the party because she was trying to convince everyone she was a wizard. One of the funnest, worst statted character I ever had. That sounds pretty funny.
So I contacted the GM and asked him, hey, Sue, I have a little bit of a weird character concept I'd like to run past you.
Yeah, sure, what is it?
As long as it's from the book, it's probably fine. Oh, yeah, it's from the book. Just, I thought I might double check with you just to see if it's okay and everything's fine. And I told him my concept, and he's like, is that even a legal character? I think so. I'm pretty sure it is. If you can make it legally, I'll allow it. Mm-hmm. Yep, I'll see what I can do. The day came and we all pulled out our characters. While the GM and I were keeping mine a secret, they went around the table and introduced their PCs. And then, finally, it came to introduce my guy, Absurd. His backstory was that a long, long time ago, when Absurd was a young lad, he was admitted to Swagort's School of Witchcraft and Wizardry. They were like, you're a wizard, Absurd, and then after a year they're like, no, you're not, and they kicked him out. And then, after being on the road, he got caught up in a fearsome tribe of barbarians. The barbarians? Yes, who doesn't know the tales of the barbarians? That fearsome group of marauding minstrels who would tell tales of their epic conquests. And then after them, I encountered some religious clerics that were like, hey, come join our church.
Is this like a character that has like one level of every class? Because that's hilarious if it is.
Holy Mother welcomes everyone with open arms. And then after a while, they're like, maybe not you. And I got kicked out of there too. And after I left them, I joined up with the Wilderness Guards. The Wilderness Guards? Yes, the Wilderness Guards.
Oh god, that's so much to keep track of, because every class is gonna have, like, initial first level stuff, and you have so many to keep track of. Oh my god, that's brilliant.
Group of soldiers that would go around like rangers, watching the forest, and were trained in the art of kung fu, and had paladin magic, and could shapeshift into giant ferrets. Honestly, the group didn't admit a whole lot of people, kind of didn't want extra members. Every year they're adding more requirements, trying to kick people out. I think they were kind of elitist, little bit of a douchebag, just saying. And after I left them, I was on the streets for a while, and I met a guy who taught me the secret to being a rogue. Hey, you know how you can use a knife to stab people? Have you ever thought about pressing it, like, really, really hard when you do that? And then I discovered I have a bloodline going back that gives me magical powers, other than the magical powers I already possess. And then after that, Cthulhu was like, hey, do you want some more magic? And I said, all right, sure, yeah, that sounds cool. And there we have it. That's my backstory. And I did all that because, you see, when I contacted the GM about the character I wanted to play, I said, hey, I'd like to play a multi-class character. Sure, yeah, what classes? All of them? Well, I'll be damned. With that strange backstory, that gave me just enough experience to multi-class into every single one. That's really weird. Some people are like, I want to play a jack of all trades, and then they wimp out on like one or two classes. No, when I say I want to be a jack of all trades, I want to be a jack of all trades. All of them. Not this one or two class thing. And I pulled out my character packet, not my character sheet, but a character packet, because each of the classes that use spells required their own sheet. How does the character play? It doesn't. I mean, seriously, I'm an archer that can't shoot, a fighter who can't fight, a healer who can't heal, a wizard who can't cast a spell. Does that sound like a broken character to you? The hardest part of making Absurd was figuring out how I was going to be role-playing him, because I had to think of why he kept getting into these groups and then promptly get kicked out. I didn't want him to be just, like, evil and people kept catching him or something. So this is what I came up with. Absurd was a drifter. He looked like the kind of guy who, whenever things started to get difficult, he was off to the next job. On his neck was a bandolier of different gods he worshipped. Oh, hello there. Nice to be making acquaintance with you. I am Absurd. Really? That's the voice you're going with. Let's go. We have big adventure waiting for us. I will be singing a song. I am great at singing. So the party took off on to the next part of the story. We arrived at a forest that was cursed and manifesting strange creatures and monsters. As we were passing through it, the party got jumped by enemies. Oh no! Watch out behind you! There is great danger! Absurd ran out on his own and got jumped by these fey quicklings, who darted off, and he pretended to walk away. Oh no, I think we can't find them. I guess I'll be going now. Okay. Goodbye. And then they came out.
The Mannequin says, okay, I could talk D&D all day, so this will be my last highlighted comment. This voice is what I'm using for a high-level cloud giant wizard NPC in the campaign I'm running, and I cannot wait to pull it on my players. I wish I could do more voices and stuff. I just can't. I'm so bad at it.
To attack me, I was like, you have fallen for my deception, because Absurd said he was going away, but he didn't actually go away. So you have fallen for it. I is very clever. And then he promptly got stabbed. Everyone was like, oh no, not Absurd. I can't help him. He's so far away. So far away. A thumb comes up and he says, don't worry, everyone. Absurd is okay. It's okay now. In another fight, we were being attacked by centipedes. Bugs started crawling on me, and one of them was like, oh, hey, Absurd, those bugs might crawl into your mouth. You should close your mouth and stop talking. Please? Oh, that is a great idea. So I closed it in their silence. Oh, thank God. I finally got him to shut up. When they suddenly heard a voice in their head. Oh, hello there. I am talking to you inside of your head. I have the Warlock's awakened mind because I'm also a Warlock, and that's one of the powers I have. Absurd is very powerful. It's very powerful magic he has. That way I can be talking to you even when I can't be talking to you. Isn't it great?
That's amazing.
At the end, we finally got to confront the final villain, who was holding someone hostage. Is there any way we can free that person? Because we didn't want to just abandon someone. Why, yes. Perhaps if one of you were willing to sacrifice yourself, I might be tempted to do an exchange. My prisoner for one of your own. Of course, you would have to sacrifice one of your number. But I know you wouldn't be willing to do that, since the bond which your group shares is tighter than anything. The agony over sacrificing one of your own would be a burden that you would have to carry forward for the rest of your days. What stories lie in the future for Absurd, no one can truly say. Rising against the evil, when there is great danger, I am the hero of the story that they call, and the name that they are calling is Absurd.
That's a very funny one. Okay. I think that's all I'm doing for today. I just wanted to do a short stream before D&D. I gotta go, I think, charge my tablet and stuff, and I might eat something before it's time. So thanks, everyone. I'm gonna raid actual Jake, even though he's not actually streaming right now, just so you know where the D&D will be at, although I'm sure many of you have watched it anyway. But thanks, everyone. Hope to see some of you at D&D tonight over on Actual Jake's channel. Chat is valid. Have a good evening, everyone. Gotta wait out the clock before I can hit the raid button. Good night, everyone.